This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. As we like to say, it's the D team or the E team. Eric Franke, Kyle Pozorski from Weekend Mornings joining us here. And we're going to begin, though, with severe weather. Our meteorologists have already established this as an alert day this evening.
This for possible severe thunderstorms and damaging winds.
Kelly Slifka joining us now. He's got the current conditions. Your first warn forecast. Kelly?
Yeah, well, guess what? It is raining again. We've got more showers that have been moving through the area. It's been kind of a wet afternoon. Occasionally, we've had some thunderstorms rolling through, but we do have the first warn alert day probably for a few more hours. I think a lot of this will start to wind down pretty quickly this evening. In fact, we are expecting just a marginal risk of severe weather. So that's the lowest on the scale of 1 to 5 across all of southern Wisconsin. Right now, the radar, you're noticing the aerial intensity has diminished a little bit. Most of the thunderstorms are down to the south into parts of Rock County now. In Madison, areas to the north, it's just some light rain from Portage down toward Poynette, Wanakee on the north side of Madison. It does pick up in intensity once you get south of Fitchburg down toward Janesville and the Rock County, and that's where there are seeing some heavy downpours. Can't rule out a little bit of hail with some of these cells, but as mentioned in the trend is for a lot of this to wind down over the next couple of hours. In fact, I think by 7 o'clock, a lot of this will be well on to our east as most of these showers start to dissipate here in southern Wisconsin. In fact, it's actually cleared out in Platteville. You can see the blue skies from our Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam, while we have the clouds and the light rain currently in the Madison area. It has cooled down with the rain moving through. Temperatures in the upper 50s, 58 in Madison, also Middleton, while it is 57 in Mount Vernon. So we do have the clouds right now, temperature at 57, a north wind, breezy late afternoon and evening expected as temperatures continue to fall, and that chance of rain will start to diminish as we get over the next couple of hours. And finally, some drier weather in our forecast, and we'll detail it all for you coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Now to an update on that deadly Memorial Day crash where 4 teenagers were killed near Columbus Monday.
Our Maddie Heimsch is in Dodge County with the victims' names and the new details we're learning.
It was 4 o'clock Monday morning when the crash occurred at this intersection just outside of Columbus. The sheriff's office reported that the driver of the truck failed to stop at this stop sign behind me. That's when a semi traveling eastbound struck it. We now have the names of those teenagers. 19-year-old Luis Gamillo, 18-year-old Alex Hernandez, 17-year-old Eric Gamillo Calzada, and 16-year-old Ivan Herrera. Another 18-year-old woman is in the hospital in critical condition. I spoke with Dan McKee, owner of the Old Rock Bar off Highway 1660, about a mile from where the crash occurred. He says accidents like these have become all too common.
There's been maybe 3 or 4 on this intersection alone. It seems this year, for whatever reason, not necessarily just here, but there's overabundance of accidents and people who've lost lives.
The driver of the semi has been identified as a 57-year-old man. He's in the hospital with minor injuries. Reporting in Dodge County, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you. We do have some breaking news out of Madison. Police are investigating a fatal crash that happened this afternoon. According to a police incident report, officers were sent to the area of East Washington Avenue near Breeze-Stevens Field at around noon. A car was traveling the wrong way and crashed into an SUV. 1 person died and 2 others were injured in the crash. The cause is under investigation.
Happening now, a Dane County judge is hearing arguments in a lawsuit that looks to repeal Wisconsin's controversial collective bargaining law. The 2011 law, known as Act 10, imposed a near total ban on collective bargaining for most public employees. It's currently under fire from unions who call the law fundamentally unequal in court filings. Republicans in the legislature are asking the judge to dismiss the case. It's likely to continue through Wisconsin's courts, including to the new liberal-leaning Supreme Court.
At the Capitol today, lawmakers are debating whether or not to outlaw hemp products known to have similar effects to THC. Lawmakers are honing in on Delta 8, a hemp derivative of THC that is currently legal to sell across Wisconsin. The substance has been linked to a sharp rise in adults and children getting sick. There are also multiple studies showing heavy metal contamination in these products. A bipartisan group is now looking to ban these substances, but there will likely be pushback from legalization advocates in the Capitol.
Wisconsin's top elected Republican is facing a recall for the second time. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos once again under fire from a group of pro-Trump conservatives who failed to reach the needed signatures to recall him once before. This is over Vos's refusal to impeach Megan Wolfe, who oversaw the 2020 election. Now this group claims to have enough signatures to trigger that recall. Whether or not that's true will be left up to a bipartisan Wisconsin Elections Commission, which rejected the first attempt. Debris cleanup from the recent storms will take some time to complete. That's why the city of Madison has multiple dates now set for cleanup. Residents are encouraged to visit the City of Madison website for details. Now you can enter your address to find out when crews will be in your area to collect brush. If you want to be more proactive, the Streets Division drop-off sites also accept brush. Normally, residents are limited in the number of visits they can make, but for the next 4 days, that limit is lifted due to the storms. Streets Division hopes to make one full cycle through the entire city by June 14th.
The city of Middleton is also removing brush from the recent storms. Starting today, collection crews are traveling the city to pick up the debris. Residents are asked to place brush along the street with the least amount of traffic for crew safety, as well. Limbs or branches must not exceed 6 inches in diameter. The brush must be placed parallel to the curb with all cut ends pointing to the right as you face the street.
2 years ago, Wisconsin instituted a new system to track sexual assault kits as they make their way through testing, and it's proven to be effective. The tracking system allows survivors to track their testing kits and ensures transparency regarding the status and location of their kits. The process of testing the kits can take time, but the system empowers survivors with information.
That's a big shift from how things were previously, when the way that a survivor would find out would be by potentially calling a law enforcement officer and then hearing back. That could be when a survivor was at a kid's baseball game or somewhere else.
Since its creation, the tracking system has allowed over 3,400 survivors to follow those kits through testing.
And Wisconsin crisis management has become one of the many tools that law enforcement can use to keep communities safe, and those efforts are being rewarded. The program director for NAMI Wisconsin is being recognized nationally for her work within the crisis management system. Emily Smiley is receiving the Coordinator of the Year award from CIT International for her work to expand Wisconsin's crisis management systems.
We know that when people are in a mental health crisis, a lot of times law enforcement does get called, and it's really important for law enforcement to feel comfortable in responding, and for the individual who's getting the care to get the right care possible.
Since taking over as director, Smiley has nearly doubled the number of CIT teams in Wisconsin, and it now covers 34 of the state's 72 counties.
Madison gearing up for summer, and the city's most musical day is still looking for volunteers. The annual Make Music Madison will be held June 21st. The event received some support from the city, but volunteers are still needed to fill the city with music. Musicians of all types, ages, and talent levels are encouraged to sign up through June 1st at makemusicmadison.org.
Well, today is a big day for Mallards fans in Madison.
That's a home opener tonight with the team, the Duck Pond, with plenty of renovation. Sports Director Zach Henley live at Warner Park. I'm wondering if the rain has passed up there. We need it to stay dry out there, Zach.
Yeah, we do, Eric. Well, right now it may not feel like it because of the rain, but today is the unofficial kickoff to summer in Madison because the Madison Mallards are back and it's time for some baseball. The GM, Sam Rubin, you've been running around all day trying to get this ready, so she's gracious enough to spend some time with us. You've been busy this offseason. What is that in the outfield? Tell me what that is.
So that is our brand new Zimbrick Honda video board. It is 90 feet long and 20 feet tall.
Could it be any bigger? Probably can make it a little bigger.
I'm sure we probably could. Yeah,
Okay.
we could have gone up a little higher. But yeah, I mean, it's 3.5 times what our old video board was. It is huge. It's so fun. It's clear for people who have been here before, like prior to this year.
Yeah.
It was smaller. It was hard to read. It was like 10, 15 years old. It was definitely time for an upgrade. And here we have it.
Well, I read that you could fit 24,000 mallards across that.
Yes,
is that correct?
correct.
Did you measure that?
Yeah, I'm all by myself.
Okay, well, normally when it's raining, the infield is covered.
Yeah.
But not this year.
No,
because
not this
why?
year. We got turf. So on a day like today, you know, infield would be covered. We'd have dirt. It'd get muddy. Potential game might be called, but this year, like, we're playing, we're on opening day, and so now the drainage underneath it is amazing. So I bet if you walked out there, it's like totally bone dry, which is awesome.
Well, I don't think they'll let me out there. Maybe you can go out there. First pitch tonight, 5:35.
Yes.
Kelly, can you do something about the rain? It's opening day here at the Mallards. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
We will make him do that. We'll relay the message. Zach, thank you. Should be a fun night.
Well, coming up next here on Live at 4, when it comes to taking care of your kids, you'll only want the best.
Consumer Reports returns with a look at the best thermometers. That's when Live at 4 returns. Stay with us.
Festa Italia, June 1st and 2nd in McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg. A celebration of all things Italian. Enjoy a pasta and meatball dinner, pizza, sausage, hot beef, cannoli, spingi, and more. Festa Italia, 2 days of live music, fun, and Italian food.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Cash in on the basketball action with Prize Picks. Pick more or less on 2 or more players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Playoff time is your time. Squad up with the millions of Prize Picks members across the country who are turning up for every big moment. Use code TV during the playoffs for a first deposit match up to $100.
Watch the game change,
Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sono Bello.
With Sono Bello, day 1, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up. Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just 1 visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sono Bello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
Festa Italia, June 1st and 2nd at McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg. A celebration of Italian food, culture, and fun. Live music, cultural exhibits, children's entertainers, and a pasta eating contest. Festa Italia, 2 days of live music, fun, and Italian food.
Well, closing arguments are wrapping up in former President Trump's so-called hush money trial.
For weeks, jurors have heard testimony, and tomorrow it's expected they'll begin deliberations.
Michael George now is outside the Manhattan Criminal Court with the latest.
Former President Donald Trump headed back into court Tuesday to hear closing arguments from prosecutors. He's charged with falsifying business records to interfere with the 2016 election.
They are going to want to take a really broad look at all of the evidence, take a walk down memory lane over the past 5 weeks of testimony.
Before lunch, the jury heard 3 hours of closing arguments from defense lawyer Todd Blanche attacking the prosecution's key witness, Michael Cohen. Cohen testified he was acting on Trump's behalf when he paid hush money to porn star Stormy Daniels prior to the 2016 election.
They're hearing a constant refrain from Todd Blanche, the former president's attorney, which is Cohen the liar, Cohen the liar, Cohen the liar.
Blanche concluded by asking jurors to not send his client to prison. After the jury left, Judge Juan Merchan reprimanded Blanche, calling the comment outrageous. Outside the courthouse today, there's been a steady buzz of energy as multiple people stepped up to the microphones, firing up demonstrators. 2 of Trump's sons spoke during lunch, calling the trial a political persecution.
It is an insanity. It is an embarrassment. It's an abomination to democracy and to our republic.
Earlier, the Biden campaign held a news conference.
We're here primarily because of the threat that Donald Trump poses to the United States of America and to our democracy.
Biden's campaign was joined by actor Robert De Niro and 2 former Capitol police officers who criticized Trump for his role in the January 6th Capitol riot. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Campaign 2024 news now. 3 police officers who were working at the Capitol during the insurrection are campaigning for President Biden. The campaign says Sergeant Aquilino Gunnell, Officer Harry Dunn, and Officer Danny Hodges will stump for President Biden across battleground states in the coming weeks. They plan to tell voters that former President Trump poses a threat to democracy and their fundamental rights as Americans. Both Dunn and Gunnell were injured when rioters overtook the Capitol January 6th of 2021. They have since retired from the Capitol Police.
The man accused of attacking former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband was resentenced to 30 years in federal prison today. The judge reopened David DePape's case because DePape was not given a chance to speak in his previous sentencing hearing earlier this month. Federal prosecutors filed a motion that day to reopen the sentencing as a result of the error. DePape apologized for his actions during today's hearing, saying, quote, "Looking back, I see I wasn't well," unquote. After noting DePape's vulnerable circumstances at the time of the attack, the judge resentenced him to 30 years in prison.
Wireless provider T-Mobile is taking over most of the U.S. cellular business in a deal worth nearly $4.5 billion. T-Mobile announcing the $4.4 billion deal today. That package includes cash and assuming up to $2 billion of debt. T-Mobile will acquire U.S. Cellular stores and customers, along with about 30% of U.S. Cellular's wireless spectrum. T-Mobile says it plans to improve coverage in rural areas, and for U.S. Cellular customers across the country, U.S. Cellular customers will be able to keep their current plans or can switch to a T-Mobile plan. The companies expect that deal to close in mid-2025.
Another look now at the possible severe thunderstorms rolling through the area. Meteorologist Kosipka is out on the patio.
Yeah, we got more rain out here again. Tell you what a difference a year makes. Remember last May, we couldn't buy a drop of rain. We had less than an inch in the entire month of May, but now we just cannot seem to get rid of it. And we have a few stronger storms that may produce some gusty winds and some hail. This will only last for the next few hours, but I think as we get towards 7, 8 o'clock, a lot of this should start to wind down. But we do have a first warning alert. And I think the biggest threats are going to be some pockets of hail. Can't rule out a couple of storms producing some gusty winds as well. That'll be right into the early evening hours. But really impressive rainfall totals, as mentioned. This does not even include today's rain. We've had almost 5 1/3 of an inch of rain for the month of May, and we still got a few more days to go. Considering we typically at this point should have about 3.5 inches, and for the year to date we've had nearly 15.5 inches of rain. That is a surplus of nearly 3 inches. And we had this weak disturbance coming in from the northwest, and we had a little bit of heating earlier this morning and some cool air aloft that fired up some of these showers and storms. We're going to be seeing this start to wind down over the next couple of hours. Really not the case down south. Boy, have they been getting just battered down in the Lone Star State today. They do have a enhanced risk of severe weather toward the Big Bend area, West Texas. The yellow shading is a slight risk of severe weather. We have a marginal risk of severe weather on a scale of 1 to 5. That would be a category 1. So it's the lowest scale, but maybe seeing some of the hail. I think the severe weather threat is just about done with here in southern Wisconsin, but you can see the trend is that most of these storms have been weakening over the last couple of hours. Just some light rain up in Portage and Poinet, some nuisance rain right now here in the Madison area. We could really use some dry weather. We do have that in the forecast, but still seeing some moderate showers down in southern parts of Dane County, then down into Rock County. That's where they're still seeing some thunder and lightning down there toward Janesville, headed toward Beloit, some of those darker reds. And that chance of rain will be diminishing pretty quickly this evening. By 9, 10 o'clock, most of this rain should be out of here. We'll track that for you. So a couple of pockets of some heavy downpours. A lot of that's shifting onto the eastern parts of Jefferson and Dodge counties. I think we'll actually see a little bit of sun before the sun goes down this evening. But most of the rain showers should start to wind down between 9 and 10 o'clock. And definitely the severe weather threat is over. It looks like we will see a little bit drier weather through the rest of the week after today. And also, as we go into the weekend and next week, we are looking at above average temperatures across much of the country, really. So tomorrow looks to be like a dry day, but rather cool for this time of May. Typically, we should be in the lower 70s, but only expecting a high of 67. Thursday up to 70 with lots of sunshine. Finally, a string of some dry days. The farmers really need to get out there and finish their planting. Looks like we do have some more storms in our forecast this weekend. These will be scattered both Saturday and Sunday, and we're back into some low 80s, it looks like, early next week, but still still unsettled weather with a chance of showers and storms just about every day going into next week.
Yeah, good point. It was dry last year and now almost too muddy out there for them to finish up their work. So.
Yeah, they still need to get out there in the fields, and they haven't had much of an opportunity over the last several weeks.
Need a bit of a break. Kelly, thank you. As parents and caregivers, we want the best for our families, especially when our children are sick, and that means having an easy-to-use and reliable thermometer.
From traditional oral thermometers to speedy in-ear models, the choices may seem endless. Consumer Reports' latest test results can help you have the right tools for taking care of your loved one's health.
With little ones around, parents like Jenny Mari Waika know that having a reliable thermometer is essential for peace of mind.
Having a thermometer that is fast and accurate helps me to decide whether or not they need to go to the doctor.
Choosing the right one can be challenging, but Consumer Reports' exclusive tests can help. Testers compare the devices to a mercury thermometer in our labs. Then they take repeated readings to assess consistency. The results show which in-ear thermometers are the easiest to use and offer the most accurate readings.
The 10 thermometers in our ratings take temperature via the ear, and half of them also can take temperature via the temporal artery, which means you place the thermometer against the forehead or the temple.
98.7.
When choosing a thermometer, CR says accuracy and consistency are key. One thing to know about in-ear thermometers is that they require extra cleaning care.
We found that earwax residue on the probe's surface can interfere with the infrared sensors, which can lead to inaccurate readings.
Consider models that offer disposable plastic covers. Among the top models from Consumer Reports tests are the Braun ThermoScan 7 for around $60 and the Alcedo digital thermometer for around $25.
Practice using your thermometer when your child is healthy and become familiar with how it works. That way you can feel confident and get an accurate reading when you need it the most.
I feel better knowing I have a thermometer I can trust, especially when fever strikes in the middle of the night.
In Madison, Shane Hogan, News 3 Now.
One thing to keep in mind, the American Academy of Pediatrics does not recommend taking kids' temperatures via the ear until they're at least 6 months old. And for infants under 3 months, a rectal thermometer is best.
Well, coming up after the break, a slow Memorial Day weekend has the box office hurting, but are the new releases even worth seeing?
Yeah, Will Loper answers that and more, and the Loper Report when Live at 4 returns.
Are you sure about this?
I got this. I watched the video online.
I'm good. I'm good. Oof, I can't help you with that bruised ego, but I can help you replace this roof safely.
Let the experts at Feldco do the heavy lifting. Right now, get 30% off roofing, plus no interest for 1 year. Trust the experts and enjoy your home all season long.
30% off roofing ends Friday. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Novartis may help you save on your prescription.
Do you have both Medicare and Medicaid? If so, you may qualify for a dual-eligible special needs plan from Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, with benefits and coverage for dental services or routine eye exams. Call now to explore plan options available in your zip code. Learn about the additional care, resources, and support you could have with an Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plan. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual-eligible special needs plans offer more benefits than you have access to with original Medicare alone. Additional benefits could help you save out-of-pocket costs. These benefits could include a healthy grocery allowance each month, transportation to plan-approved medical appointments, or an annual allowance to spend on eyewear. Most of the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plans have $0 monthly premiums, $0 copays, or $0 deductibles that can also help you save on out-of-pocket costs. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, don't miss your chance to enroll in a dual special needs plan. Call today to see what plans with additional benefits may be available in your zip code. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plans offer more than original Medicare, like annual allowances towards dental, vision, or hearing coverage. These plans offer even more benefits that may provide you with additional care and support, With a 24/7 nurse line, you could have access to a registered nurse to help answer your questions whenever you need. If you're in immediate need of a caregiver or emergency services, these Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield plans provide a personal emergency response system. Contact a caregiver or emergency services at the touch of a button. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, don't miss your chance to enroll in a plan with more benefits than you may have with Original Medicare alone. Call today to speak with a licensed agent and explore 2024 dual-eligible special needs plans. The call is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 800-357-1385. 800-357-1385. That's 800-357-1385. Call now.
Well, you'd think with all the rain we had nationwide, that would have been a good weekend to see a movie or two, but the Memorial Day weekend, folks, was not kind to movies at the box office.
After a historic flop this weekend, the newest releases are facing financial troubles, but are they still even worth viewing?
Well, Will Loper has more in the Loper Report.
A rough Memorial Day weekend at the box office meant new movie Furiosa made only $32 million, just a hair over the Garfield movie. But is it worth gassing at the war rig to head to theaters to see either movie? Director George Miller first introduced us to the post-apocalyptic world of Mad Max in 1979, followed by Road Warrior in 1981, and brought us Tina Turner in Beyond Thunderdome in 1985. In 2015, Miller returned to the world with a new cast with Mad Max Fury Road, bringing us perhaps the greatest action movie ever made. And this past weekend, we get the prequel, Furiosa. Anya Taylor-Joy stars in the title role, kidnapped by deranged warlord Dementus, played with villainous glee by Chris Hemsworth.
Start your engines!
Although it's a step down from Fury Road, Furiosa still brings all the crazy vehicle mayhem and dystopian characters you'd expect, as well as a surprising emotional depth, making Furiosa one of the best films of 2024 so far. Also opening is a new version of Garfield with Chris Pratt voicing.
We're gonna need the big scale! Does she need to announce it to the whole office?
It's not the pinnacle of animated filmmaking, and it's 20 minutes too long, but the film is more enjoyable than the trailer suggests. And kids will have a blast watching the Garfield movie in theaters now.
Oh, cheddar. Probably one of my top 26 favorite cheeses.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
You saw nothing.
Coming up next on Live at 4, an historic spree of tornadoes continues in Wisconsin.
We hear from an expert who shows us why tornadoes are on the rise in Wisconsin when Live at 4 continues.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on June 6th at 5:30 p.m. to learn how the Conformis custom knee implant may be the solution to end your pain. To register for the free online talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
We've been everywhere. We've coated patios, pool decks, basements, hospitals, warehouses, walkways, man caves, churches, schools, airports, hotels, and garages. If it's concrete, TSR will coat it.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
We really need new siding.
After I get my windows.
Hey, happy spouse, happy house.
For windows, roofing, siding, and more, everyone can agree on 1-800-HANSON's. Get 60% off installation or no interest and no payments for 2 full years. Offer ends soon.
Oh, hey,
I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country.
But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an ex-teen idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks.
You're too smart for that. Let's go to the Zine logo before I do some sexy, overdramatic ending, huh? Zine. Always local, always free.
Yo, you think Dallas' Power 4 gonna drop 30 tomorrow?
His mom made a post about going to the game.
What?
He's been averaging like 34 points a game when she's there.
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Cash in on your sports fandom with Prize Picks.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on June 6th at 5:30 p.m. to learn how the Conformis custom knee implant may be the solution to end your pain. To register for the free online talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, welcome back. Our weather words, well, the weather words are drying out, but we're seeing some rain out there today, so it might be a little bit as a lot of folks want to hit the water with their boat. A few got out on Saturday, but still some rain before we completely dry out. Kelly, as you see right there with the umbrella on the patio.
Yeah, you know, it's just been a kind of a sloppy month of May with the rain, ongoing rain. In fact, we've seen some really impressive totals. And in fact, in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you how much rain we've seen over the past week here across southern Wisconsin. But we do have a first warn alert today. These are going to be isolated storms that may produce some gusty winds. Can't rule out some pockets of hail as well, only probably for the next few hours or so when all this should start to wind down. We're under a marginal risk of severe weather. That's the lowest on a scale of 1 to 5. So these are very isolated pockets of storms, and most of them are dissipating very quickly now down toward Janesville. See, not even really seeing a whole lot of lightning, just some light rain from Portage down toward Poinet. The north side of Madison, Waunakee, headed towards Sun Prairie right now through Madison, Fitchburg. McFarland's seen some of this rain. It does pick up a little bit in intensity as you get down toward Evansville, Broadhead, and Monroe, and then over toward Janesville as well. All right, as we track this out, you notice most of the rain is shifting on to the east as we go through the evening hours. So I'd say after 6, 7 o'clock, a lot of the rain is just about done with. Can't rule out a spotty shower, but after 7 o'clock, most of this should be done with. And we may actually see some sun. They're already seeing the sun out there in Platteville, our Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam. And in Madison, we still have the light rain. Continuing out there, it's cooled off because of the rain. 57 right now in Madison and also Monona. 57 with temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. The rain chances do diminish, and it's going to be a cool night tonight and finally some drier weather for the rest of the week. And as mentioned, I will have those impressive rainfall totals that we've seen over the past week here in southern Wisconsin coming up in about 15 minutes.
Not a fan of that chilly weather out there, but we'll deal with it for now. Kelly, thank you.
All right. As our First Warn weather team continues to track the potential for severe storms, researchers are studying some recent trends.
Our Catherine Merck spoke with one UW-Madison expert about the active season for storms that we've seen so far. Catherine?
We'll take a look at this graph behind me. It shows the daily count and running annual trend for tornadoes in the United States. This gray line you see here that says 749, that's the average annual trend of the previous past few years. And then this red line right here, that represents this year. And so you can see from this data from the National Weather Service that severe weather season is trending toward historic highs. Shane Hubbard researches the impacts of severe weather to try to help people prepare to respond to potential tornadoes and thunderstorms. I asked him what the models could mean for more of this kind of weather heading into the season for the storms, which has already been busy.
But we've been active a little bit earlier. I mean, southern Wisconsin, I think, is up to 5 tornadoes now already this year, which has been on the early side. Our severe weather season peaks in the state of Wisconsin in the summer.
Hubbard explained how some of these trends could be due to strong El Nino and La Nina patterns. However, he added that many parts of the long-term weather patterns are less understood by the experts.
Interesting to hear that, Catherine. Thank you. And the debris cleanup from the recent storm, especially last Tuesday. It'll take some more time to complete, and that's why the City of Madison has multiple dates set for damage cleanup. Residents are encouraged to visit the City of Madison website for more details. You can actually enter your address and then find out when the crews will be in your area to collect any of that brush that you have. If you want to be more proactive, the Streets Division drop-off sites are also accepting brush. Normally, residents are limited to the number of visits they can make, but for the next 4 days, that limit is lifted due to the recent storms. The Streets Division hopes to make one full pass through the city by June 14th.
The city of Middleton is also removing brush starting today. Collection crews are traveling the city to pick up debris. Residents are asked to place brush along the street with the least amount of traffic for crew safety. Limbs or branches must not exceed 6 inches in diameter, and the brush must be placed parallel to the curb with all cut ends pointing to the right as you face the street.
Well, the stock market, first day of the week for trading after the holiday. Mixed numbers today across all the indices, but one closed at an historic high. The Dow Jones down 216, almost 217, as you can see. NASDAQ up 99, above 17,000 now at closing for the first time ever. S&P 500 up a point. Still to come on Live at 4. It is summer of the 608. We're heading to the water park capital of the world to celebrate.
Josh Sprider shows us everything new at one of the parks when Live at 4 returns.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Decorative no-dig fencing is perfect for walkways, and it's easy to install. Simply line up the panels and tap the posts into the ground. These Broadway panels are just $19.98 each after rebate. Check out our huge selection of electronic lock sets. This TrueBolt electronic deadbolt locks with a simple touch and allows for up to 50 programmable user codes. Get one today for $69.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Memorial Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
New at 5, severe weather season is breaking records. We go beyond the barometer tonight to show you why we are having an increase in alert days. Here's season predictions from Storm Trackers.
The First Alert Weather Team is tracking showers and storms. At 5, we'll have an hour-by-hour future track and see when we can expect some drier weather.
And ahead at 6, we have more information about the 4 local teens killed in a crash on Memorial Day, how their loss is affecting the community. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6. Well, welcome back. This past Memorial Day holiday weekend marked the unofficial start of summer in the 608, and we're kicking it off at the water park capital of the world.
Josh Sprider is in Wisconsin Dells with what's new at Noah's Ark.
We are at Noah's Ark learning what's new in 2024, and that includes some cheesy updates here at the park. Christopher Mortensen joining us. Christopher, good to see you.
Great to see you as well.
So you were talking Wisconsin cheese, and you've got a nice tray here of all sorts of goodies people are going to be able to enjoy this summer.
Absolutely. So new this summer, we have a Wisconsin cheese stand completely devoted to cheese. We've got cheese curds from Water's Edge Cheese Curds up in Green Bay area. We got jalapeno poppers, we got mozzarella wedges, and we got the traditional ones as well.
You know, how do you go about adding new food items to Noah's Ark every year?
Well, tough job. We have to do some taste testing in the fall and winter, so we literally get to test every single food option. We got vendors from around the U.S. come and pitch their ideas, and then we make choices that we think our customers are going to connect with.
Well, and how can you not go wrong with cheese here in Wisconsin?
That's what we figured. We knew it would do well here.
So this is where you can check out the new stand right here, right?
Exactly, just right by our Kahuna Wave Pool as soon as you come into the park.
What else is new this summer here at Noah's Ark?
Hey, so new things. We've got expanded Kids Fest program, so kids activities on Fridays and Saturdays in the summer. We've got our traditional events like the Father's Day Flop that comes up on Father's Day Sunday as well. And then we've got special surprises for our pass holders all summer.
I love how you're about those traditions for families, but also trying new things every year. That's what it's all about, right?
Exactly. Your fan favorites are back. Our Paradise. We've got our zip line cables open this year. We've got a special attraction that's going to re-debut later this summer as well.
So if people are interested, when and where can they come out to?
Hey, we start opening daily as of Thursday all the way through Labor Day. Best options, your season pass. We have a special offer for Wisconsin residents. Silver is only $60.
Plenty of time to come out.
That's
Christopher,
right.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
If you would like to learn more about what's happening here at Noah's Ark, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. In the 608 with Wisconsin Cheese, I'm Josh Ryder, News 3 Now.
Well, coming up after the break, summer travel means more time in the sun.
And we know what that can lead to, a lot of dangerous issues with your skin. We're sitting down with an expert at UW Health to share how you can stay safe in all that sunshine.
It's replacement window season. Do you have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free. Buy two Champion windows, get two free? I guess that means if you buy four, you get four free. Buy six, get six free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Rewards Club members at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison can get a ticket for a promotional drawing by visiting the Rewards Club booth. Promotional drawings can be either physical or virtual tickets. Physical tickets will be placed in a drawing barrel, while virtual tickets can be redeemed at a promotional kiosk. Visit Ho Chunk Gaming Madison and grab your tickets at the Rewards Club booth today.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Who is she talking to?
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life. Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit. After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
How much was I paying a month for insulin?
$185.
$300.
$400. I never expected anyone to do something about it. But then Tammy Baldwin did.
She stood up to the drug companies and wrote a law capping the cost of insulin.
Thanks to Tammy, now it just costs $35 a month. She made a huge difference for so many of us.
She lifted a weight off all our shoulders.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Well, welcome back. When it comes to summer activities, most of them involve being out in the sun, as you and I know.
We hope so anyway. But that can lead to some dangerous conditions if you don't take the right precautions.
Earlier, we sat down with an expert from UW Health to learn more.
Well, Dr. Ma, thanks for joining us. It is that time of the year. Eventually, we think the sun will come out with some consistency, but thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me here.
Well, let's talk about the adjustment to the sun. So many of us have been, trapped in our houses for the winter months. Our skin doesn't get exposed to the sun for so many months. Are people more sensitive to it early in the season?
Oh, I would definitely say so. I mean, summer is definitely coming close. If not, it's already close to being here. But, with a lot of this new warmer weather, right, I think we're all definitely dying to go outside and experience, some of that sunshine. But, I think we all definitely need to be aware that, sometimes these UV rays from the sun can be a main predisposing factor to development of the skin cancer. And so what I encourage is that, with the warmer weather coming along, I would encourage that everyone be mindful of protecting their skin from the harmful UV rays.
Now, Dr. Ma, as a medical oncologist, you're seeing skin cancer patients. Are there certain people, maybe like myself and Eric, who are susceptible to skin cancers coming through?
Yeah, absolutely. So as a medical oncologist, I primarily work with our dermatologists in order to talk about skin cancer prevention programs. But I oftentimes see skin cancer once it's more in the later stages of disease. But, even when I see patients diagnosed with melanoma or advanced stages of skin cancer, I still counsel on the importance of preventing development of skin cancer. And so some of the things I recommend, especially for fair-skinned individuals, is, to wear sunscreen a little bit more diligently. So wearing sunscreen when you plan to be outdoors for an extended period of time and reminding yourself to reapply sunscreen. When it comes to the type of sunscreen that should ideally be used, usually an SPF of 30 is really the target number that you're looking for.
Well, let's talk about, skin cancers and people that are higher risk. I've heard through the years that if you have a mole or a lot of moles on your body, you might want to work closely with a dermatologist.
What I recommend is, if you're a light-skinned individual or somebody who has, a lot of moles on your body, what I often sometimes encourage is that, occasionally you should do your own self-skin exams. Or if you have a partner at home, they can do a full body exam for you. But to look out for any suspicious lesions or moles in your body that just don't seem like it fits in with the others, so to speak, as a ugly duckling. And so what you're really looking for is really a mole that has the characteristics of the five letters of A, B, C, D, and E. So A representing asymmetry, B representing border irregularity, C, abnormal colors, D, a diameter greater than 6 millimeters, and E representing evolution, so the change in the mole over time. And if you identify any of those features, you should definitely bring this attention to either your primary doctor, who may or may not feel comfortable doing a biopsy in clinic, or referring you to a dermatologist who can do a more thorough examination, and at which point can consider a biopsy to evaluate for skin cancer.
One last question here I think we have time for. One thing I wanted to ask about is when you are getting sunscreen, what do you tell people when protecting themselves in terms of sunscreen use and how often you should be putting it on?
Yeah, great question. So what I often recommend is when you're purchasing your sunscreen, you're really looking for an ideal SPF. So 30 is typically what I target if you plan to be outdoors for a long period of time. And make sure you remind yourself to reapply every 2 hours. If you plan to be, doing a lot of activity, requiring a lot of sweating or outdoors in the water, sometimes you might need to reapply more often. What I often suggest is that in order to gain the full benefit of the SPF protection from sunscreen, make sure you apply a generous amount. And so For an average individual, what I recommend is a full palm size of your sunscreen and apply it to parts of your body where you know will be exposed to the sun. The other tidbit I also want to recommend is that make sure you check the expiration bottle of your sunscreen, because sometimes sunscreen can expire, and they tend to expire every 2 years. And so when the expiration date occurs, usually the active ingredient no longer becomes active. So make sure you check the expiration date and make sure you exchange it if you know that it's past the expiration date.
Well, Dr. Ma, all important reminders. It is that time of the year. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Let's go out to Kelly. He doesn't need his sunscreen today. But Kelly, when you're playing volleyball, when you're riding your bike, man, you need that sunscreen.
I know. Well, not today, as you mentioned. Today, we just need the umbrella, probably for a few more hours. But I think a lot of this rain will start to dissipate. But we do have a first morning alert today. The chances of severe weather are really starting to go downhill now, as a lot of these storms are starting to wind down. But still a couple of cells, especially near Janesville, Rock County, do have the potential of producing some gusty winds. Can't rule out some small hail as well. Once again, this will be winding down here over the next couple of hours. And the main threats are some of that wind and hail. All of this should be staying below severe levels. Now this northwest flow, and that's what's bringing in this disturbance that's been producing some of these showers and storms. We had a little bit of heating earlier today. Some cool air aloft is arriving from the northwest, and that's what's fueling some of these showers and storms as they roll on through. The main threat, though, has been across Texas. I tell you what, they cannot get a break. A lot of severe weather moved through Dallas and Houston and Austin, San Antonio earlier this morning. Now that severe weather threat, that enhanced risk over there in West Texas. For us, we have a marginal risk of severe weather. That's the lowest on a scale of 1 to 5. So these will be very isolated pockets of some stronger storms. And really, a lot of it is dissipated now over the last half of an hour, 45 minutes. Still some light rain here in Madison as you go up to the north into Poinet, Portage area. Over towards Sun Prairie, Wanakee, seeing some of these showers that extend right through Madison, down to the south, and Fitchburg, Verona, seeing some of these showers over to Stoughton as well. Still some pockets of heavier, well, let's call it moderate showers there north of Janesville. You can see that area of red, but a lot of that is even dissipating as well. Otherwise, as we take a look at as the rainfall over the last week, this goes back 7 days ago. Look at the impressive amounts of rain that we've seen, anywhere between 3 and over 7 inches of rain, some of those brighter oranges. So we definitely could use a break. Thankfully, after the rain chances diminish pretty quickly this evening, we do have several dry days in our forecast as we go through the rest of the week. So a few showers yet, and maybe a pocket of some stronger storms rolling through yet this evening. A lot of this shifting on to the east here toward Jefferson and Watertown up through Juneau. As we go through the evening hours, those showers will dissipate and will actually clear out overnight. A couple of cool days headed our way, but then we're going to see some warmer weather toward the end of the week going into the weekend. In fact, by the end of the weekend, we could be talking about some 80s as the jet stream lifts up to the north. 67 to tomorrow for the next couple of mornings, so need that jacket as we'll only be in the 40s come Thursday morning, Friday morning. Temperatures in the 70s in the afternoon. After a couple of dry days, we do have a chance of rain starting to go back up this weekend. These will be scattered showers and storms. Temperatures in the 70s Saturday, but we're up to 80, and that active weather will continue into next week. So we do have some more storm chances going into the weekend. Stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Tens of millions of roofs across America are failing, wearing out decades early, and leaking, oftentimes without you knowing about it, causing tremendous damage. Here's how you know you have a problem with your roof: black streaking, your roof looks rough, or granules shedding off into your gutters or showing up in your driveway. Your roof is wearing out too fast, and it's going to cost you a bundle. RoofMax makes your roof like new by strengthening and rejuvenating it. So give us a call, and we'll give you a free assessment to see if your roof qualifies.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3 to 1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
It's held over, up to 60% off list prices.
On hundreds of items at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Incredible deals, like this great-looking reclining sofa with power, just $727. Or a great wicker sectional for spring, just $899. How about a comfy recliner with lots of storage? And so much more. But hurry, it ends soon. Up to 60% off list.
At the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
Well, we got more rain in the forecast headed into the evening. We'll track and see when we can expect some drier weather tonight at 5.
Then what's up with all these alert days? We go beyond the barometer tonight to show you the current trends of severe weather. That's coming up next.
Breast cancer is the most common form of cancer in women. Join the News 3 Now team in the fight against breast cancer at the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk, Saturday, June 8th at the Alliant Energy Center.
Well, take a look at this. It is a gator on the loose in Georgia, and the officer offering to let people pet it. Cops say the ornery alligator was spotted wandering a neighborhood. The arriving officers were able to wrangle the rascal and get it under control. That's when one of the rescuers gave neighbors one last chance to scratch its scales. With seemingly no takers, this reptile made one last attempt at escape. Then after that didn't have worked, the gator was loaded up into a police car and taken to a nearby spot to be released back into the wild.
Yeah, probably best not to pet the wild animals there, folks. A 19-year-old in Washington State survived a harrowing fall of over 400 feet. Crews say the man took a steep path underneath a structure there and slipped, sliding all the way down to the river at the bottom. The Mason County, Washington Sheriff's Office worked quickly, sending a harnessed firefighter down on a rope for the rescue. Crews hooked the teen up and hoisted him back to safety. Now, incredibly, the teen only suffered minor injuries from that major fall, something rescuers say is nothing more than a miracle.
So lucky. Well, would you fly first class with another passenger seated above you? Well, the controversial double-level airplane seat design is back, only this time with a twist. This luxury version is designed for first and business class cabins, so Eric, it is clearly now moving on to all classes of society. Well, the economy class concept featured 3 seats on the bottom and top rows. The new elevated class has just 1 seat on the bottom row. That looks pretty cozy, doesn't it? And 2 on the top in a couch-style configuration. It does seem a little comfy. The bottom seat design aims to create a private space that can be completely enclosed, and the upper level could be ideal for those who don't mind getting cozy, like passengers traveling with a +1.
That looks a little better than me on Spirit Airlines with my knees into the back of the seat in front of us.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Yo, you think Dallas's Power 4 gonna drop 30 tomorrow?
Boy, you tripping.
Did you see his mom made a post about going to the game?
What? Hold up. His mama gonna be there?
He's been averaging like 34 points a game when she's there.
At least 40 when she be on that Jumbotron.
He don't like to let his mama down.
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Cash in on your sports fandom with Prize Picks.
We're a really busy family of 6 and moving into a new house, and Empire made it really easy.
They brought samples to our house, quality products, and installation on our schedule.
And we're really happy with everything.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. What's at the top of your home improvement list? Did you say better home insulation? Because better insulation makes everything you do in your home better. Even just walking in the front door on a hot day. So get ready for summer now with USA Premium Foam. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower. Call now for $1,200 off whole home insulation plus a $1,200 tax credit. But that ends May 31st.
USA Insulation.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Our city has a pulse. Steps from bustling and wild. Come find familiar. Experience that's new. Live in our rhythm and stay.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Coming up next at 5, we continue our coverage of the tornadoes hitting our state, what weather researchers have to say about what it means for our weather patterns over the last few weeks of spring, and a look ahead to the summer. Thanks for joining us here on Live at 4. We'll be right back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.